Okay, go to my face. Okay. Hi there. My name is Steve Marson, and today we'll be presenting two things in two parts. First of all, we will demonstrate on the process of using Z-scores for the evaluation of practice. Uh, this corresponds to an article that we're presenting. The process of doing these Z-scores can be quite cumbersome, but this presentation will enable the practitioner to do the entire job within 3 to 5 minutes. The We'll be doing this on Excel. Let's see. The case that we'll be using is Christine Wilder, who is a problem in school. This comes from Alter and Evans' 1991 book, The Evaluation of Practice. What we see on Excel are two columns. We need to move to Excel. James, can you move to Excel? Thank you. Okay. We have two sets of data that are included in our article and in the book. We have disruptive behavior and word recognition. The first thing that we need to do is to make sure that we have 4 columns available. The first 2 are for the raw data, and the second 2 are for the Z-scores. The first thing that we need to do is to calculate the average, and the most economical way of doing this is to placing the cursor at the very bottom of the first distribution. We want to then go up to F sub X and do a left click. Here a box will emerge, and what we want to do is to pull down the menu to and select statistical. Upon doing that, we will search for average. These options are available to us in alphabetical order. We will click on average, do a left click with OK, and we can see and where it says number 1, what we want to do is to place all the data that we want to calculate an average for. So we highlight them. They're automatically placed in the box. Click OK. The averages are calculated at the bottom of the distribution. The next thing we want to do is to calculate the standard deviation. If we did this by hand, it would take somewhere between 20 minutes and a half hour, depending on how good one is at using a calculator. We want to go back up to F sub X, click on that. We want to make sure that we're in the statistical mode. We want to go down to standard deviation, and the one that we will use would be STDVEA. We click on that. We click OK. And what we need to do now is to highlight the same numbers. These are the numbers that we're going to calculate the standard deviation for. One problem that often happens is that some people accidentally include the average. You want to make sure that you don't want to include the average in your highlighted data. Click OK, and we've calculated the standard deviation. Large standard deviation. The next part is to include the z-scores. We want to put our cursor below the word Z word. These are the number of words that she was able to learn in her vocabulary. We click on F sub X. We're in statistical. We go down to standardize. Standardize is the what enables us to calculate the z-score. So we click on that. We click OK. We find a box that requests 3 pieces of information. Notice the cursor is an X. We we insert all our data as we did for the mean and standard deviation. We click in the box that says mean, and to insert the mean, all we have to do is to click on the box where the mean is located. So the location of the mean is installed. Then we click where the standard deviation is, and that's installed. Everything that I've shown up to this point can be found in a wide range of different books. What we can't find is what I'm about to do next, and this is what makes calculating z-scores economical. Between the letter and the number for the mean, we insert a $sign. Between the letter and the number for the standard deviation, we insert another $sign. As soon as I click OK, the first standard deviation is calculated. All we have to do is, using our left cursor, go to the box at the bottom right-hand side of the cell and pull down to match the distribution. Here we have the corresponding z-scores for the data that's available to us. Under normal circumstances, this would be 3 or 4 hours of work. Using Excel, we can do the whole thing in less than 5 minutes. Let's do the second distribution. We have, we'll go down to the bottom of the distribution where we will place our cursor to calculate the mean. We will go to the F box, click on average, click on OK, and insert all our data, excluding the last box. Do OK. Our average will appear. Next, we need to calculate the standard deviation. Oops, made a mistake. We need to place our cursor below the mean to have a place for our standard deviation. Click on F sub X. Find the standard deviation. STDEVA, click on that. OK. Then we insert the distribution, making sure that we do not include the mean. Click OK, and there's our standard deviation. We go back to the where we want to have our z-scores start, cell that we're starting with our z-scores. Click on S sub F. Then go down to standardized. Click OK. We insert our distribution. We click on our mean. We click on our standard deviation. The most important thing is the $sign. The $sign enables us to pull down the cell and calculate all the z-scores for the entire distribution. Click OK. We find that our first z-score is completed, and we pull down to the end of the distribution, and then we have our two z-scores. So this is the process of calculating z-scores in a very economical way. And the next thing that we want to do is to move on to grafting this data to make it coherent. And so we're starting our second film on the grafting part.